Welcome to today's episode of Spelling Bee Ninja. I'm excited to dive into a topic that plays a key role in our everyday writing: punctuation. Every time we put pen to paper or type away on a keyboard, punctuation marks help shape our sentences and express our ideas clearly. Whether you're writing a school essay, sending a text to a friend, or even crafting a story, understanding punctuation can make a huge difference. So, let's explore how to use punctuation in English and why it's so important. Writing is one of the most reliable forms of communication. To ensure our message gets across clearly, we need to express our thoughts in complete sentences. But not just any sentences, they need to be punctuated correctly. Punctuation marks are symbols like commas, periods, and question marks that guide the reader through our writing, making it easier to understand. Without them, our sentences could become confusing, and our intended meaning might get lost. Imagine reading a sentence that runs on and on without any breaks. How would you know where one thought ends and another begins? That's why punctuation is crucial. It helps to transform a collection of words into structured sentences that convey meaning effectively. When we write, punctuation helps us indicate intonation and pauses, just like we do when we speak. Think about it. When we talk, we use our voice to add emphasis and emotion to what we're saying. In writing, punctuation does the same thing. If we misuse punctuation, readers might misinterpret our sentences or find them vague. Let's look at a quick example comparing two paragraphs to understand this better. First, let's read a paragraph without punctuation. That morning it rained heavily. I felt confused about how to go to school in such bad weather. I immediately looked at the rain from the window when suddenly my cell phone rang. I immediately answered the call. It turns out the call came from my friend Emily. Emily said she would pick me up because she knew I had difficulty going to school in the rain. Wow, I was so lucky that one morning. Now, let's see how punctuation can change that. That morning, it rained heavily. I felt confused about how to go to school in such bad weather. I immediately looked at the rain from the window when suddenly my cell phone rang. I immediately answered the call. It turns out the call came from my friend, Emily. Emily said she would pick me up because she knew I had difficulty going to school in the rain. Wow! I was so lucky that one morning. With punctuation, the second version is clear and much easier to read. We can instantly see where each thought begins and ends, allowing us to appreciate the entire story much more fully. Punctuation marks can't just be placed anywhere, though. They follow specific rules that help convey meaning precisely. This precision is especially important with commonly used punctuation marks like commas, periods, question marks, quotations, and exclamation marks. Let's break down some of these key punctuation marks and how we can use them. First up is the period, also known as a full stop. A period marks the end of a complete sentence. This means the sentence is declarative or tells us something. For example, we were having dinner at a famous restaurant. That's a complete sentence. Additionally, periods can be used in initials. For example, Thomas Alva Edison can be abbreviated to Thomas A. Edison. They are also found in various abbreviations, such as Mr. for Mr. or AM for anti-meridium. Now let's move on to commas. Think of a comma as a small pause in a sentence. Commas are versatile and have several functions. For example, they separate items in a list. My morning routine involved getting out of bed, taking a shower, and brushing my teeth before getting ready for school. Commas can also separate clauses connected by linking words like and or but. For instance, I went to school, but my brother went to work. Use commas to clarify information, as in, Smith, an English teacher, won an award recently. They also help answer yes/no questions, like yes, I really like chocolate. Always remember that a full stop cannot directly follow a comma. Let's talk about question marks next. Their sole purpose is to indicate that a sentence is asking a question. Unlike periods, question marks are only placed at the end of sentences. For instance, how long have you been married, often leaves readers thinking about the answer. Similarly, when someone asks, Which Christmas ornaments do you like best? It invites conversation. Lastly, we have exclamation marks. These marks add emphasis to sentences and express strong emotions like excitement or surprise. For instance, "Hey, don't touch it. It's dangerous," shows urgency or warning. Another example is, "Wow. That's amazing," revealing enthusiasm. Exclamation marks can add flair to informal writing, capturing emotion effectively. As we wrap up our discussion on punctuation, it's clear how vital it is to clear and effective communication. Knowing when and how to use punctuation marks like periods, question marks, and commas helps ensure that our writing is easily understood. Keep in mind the role punctuation plays in pausing, emphasizing, and providing clarity to our sentences. By mastering these punctuation marks, you're already on your way to improving your writing skills. To summarize, punctuation acts like a roadmap in our writing. It guides readers through our sentences, indicating where to pause and how to interpret meaning. We covered key punctuation marks such as periods, commas, question marks, and exclamation marks. Each one has unique functions that contribute significantly to how we express ourselves in writing. Mastery of punctuation not only enhances clarity but also allows us to communicate effectively, whether in a simple sentence or a complex thought. Remember, every punctuation mark has its place and purpose. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Spelling Bee Ninja. I hope you feel more confident about using punctuation in your writing. Remember, practice is essential. So, as you write your next story, poem, or essay, pay attention to those punctuation marks. They'll help you convey your thoughts in the clearest way possible. Until next time, keep writing and practicing, and don't hesitate to punctuate your ideas.